Yeah.
Monday Night Raw continues to be boring and bland. The go-home show for Money in the Bank was awful. It just was. I know people are going to say this was a good show. No, it was not. When you have El Grande Americano, a.k.a. Chad Gable, qualify for Money in the Bank over CM Punk or AJ Styles, you need to be in therapy somewhere for a while. Because clearly, you got some issues. Clearly, you have a couple of screws that are loose within your brain. I mean, that's just what it is. But it is what it is. I know fans are still, oh, Triple H is such a good booker and all this, that, and the third. It's like, he's not a good booker. All Triple H is trying to do is just book the main roster, just like how NXT Black and Gold was. And that's what he's doing. That is exactly what he is doing. We are going to talk about the releases, but I'll say those towards the end. I'm not really going to do a long Raw review, because really nothing happened on this show, I mean, the matches were okay. I enjoyed the Stephanie Vaquer, Liv Morgan, Ivy Now triple threat. That was pretty cool. I dug that. But everything else, not so much. I mean, the Money in the Bank men qualifier for the men, CM Punk, AJ Styles, and El Grande Americana, that was pretty cool too. But outside of those two matches, I just didn't give a shit about it. I just didn't. So, we're going to get into Monday Night Raw from June the 2nd, 2025. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So, we kicked the show off with CM Punk. He basically talked about how it's going to be the summer of Punk. He's won Money in the Bank twice, and now he's looking to do it for a third time. He said that if he wins the briefcase, Jey Uso needs to remember that it's not business, it's personal. I mean, my bad. It's personal. My bad. I'm sorry. It's not personal, it's business. I'm sorry about that, guys. The other person who might take it personally is John Cena. So, Punk says that years ago the roles were reversed. Now they've changed once again. This time he's the good guy and John Cena's the heel. He said now the tables have turned since Cena sold his soul to a bald fraud goof. When he wins Money in the Bank, if he chooses, he's always had John Cena's number. Punk says he's gonna come pick the bones, you little bitch. That was pretty cool. I like that line right there. So Punk says it's about time for him to be champion. It's about the money. So then Sami Zayn comes out. He didn't really say too much. He just tells CM Punk just to stay focused on the triple threat match, saying that he has him and Jey, they've got Seth Rollins' faction. And, they just want him, Sami just wants CM Punk just to focus on winning the Money in the Bank qualifier, which CM Punk fails. So Sami Zayn says that he wants CM Punk to win. If CM Punk should win the match, the contract, then the World Heavyweight Championship, they'll come face to face in this ring again, and they'll have a very different conversation than the one they're having right now. And then both of them, they shake each other's hands, and that was the end of the first segment. Pretty okay stuff there. I enjoyed it. It wasn't too long of a promo between both guys. It's okay, I guess. Thankfully, CM Punk is finally on the show. For whatever reason, the bald fraud, a.k.a. Triple H, as well as The Rock, both of them weren't using Triple H. Well, mainly, Triple H was not using CM Punk. He was just using him to close the show every every little bit, and basically every week. It was always CM Punk coming out, making the save, or, whatever. So it is what it is. Who cares? But the promo was all right. All right, moving on. So more Judgment Day stuff. So Liv says that Liv, she shows up. So her and Raquel Rodriguez, they're talking. Roxanne Perez, she shows up. Liv Morgan warns her not to get involved in their match. And she bumps into Io Sky. Liv Morgan says that she's going to qualify for the Money in the Bank and win the match. And when she does, she's going to come after Io Sky. Spoiler alert, it does not happen. Moving along, then this leads us into the first match of the night. Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Vaquer versus Ivy Nile. We get a video package about Raw's newest acquisition, Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer says wrestling isn't just a passion or a career, it's who she is. She discovered WWE in Chile when she was just 10 years old. She watched it constantly. She knew it was her destiny to be great. That's what she's done. Okay, cool. Good stuff there. So Stephanie Vaquer defeats Ivy Nile. Match was pretty solid. Good stuff from all three women. And Stephanie Vaquer qualifying makes perfect sense. She's in there just because she's new, just like Julia. Same thing with Roxanne Perez. That's why those three are in there. Rhea is in there for star power. Alexa Bliss, same thing, star power as well. So, it's fine. And I think Naomi's going to end up winning, basically. Naomi or Alexa Bliss. Those are going to be your only two choices, really. Your only two options. So, yeah. So, pretty good shit from Stephanie Vaquer. I expect for her to be Women's World Champion by the end of the year or early next year. So, it's going to happen. Moving on, AJ Styles, he runs into Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman tells him just to basically focus on becoming IC champion. Don't deal with Money in the Bank. Leave Money in the Bank to Seth Rollins. So, AJ Styles says to Paul Heyman, he looks exhausted as he chases his next meal ticket. AJ Styles said he'll get back to Dirty Dom and the Intercontinental Championship. AJ Styles doesn't respond well to threats. He knows that's what Heyman was delivering. Styles says that he'll push back. AJ Styles tells Paul Heyman to tell Seth Rollins that he knows all about his plan. AJ Styles says everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. And then AJ Styles slaps Paul Heyman on the shoulder pretty hard, and he walks off. Okay, pretty good shit there. I like that. Moving on. So, Rusev, he's got another video package. So, he says that Sheamus looked disappointed in him last week, but all he's trying to do is to stop people from slipping into the abyss. Sheamus let Rusev do that years ago. Sheamus has a body of granite and a neck of sand. Rusev says Sheamus is a true legend. It'll be his honor to take him off the field. Rusev went down because Sheamus stabbed him in the back. Sheamus better stay out of his way or he'll snap his. Nice. Really good shit there. I'm loving how they're building on the history that the two of them are best friends. They were a part of the League of Nations. I believe that was in 2012 or 2013 or maybe even 2011. So really good shit there. So I do like that. Moving on. So, Sheamus, he was talking to Akira Tozawa, Natalya, and Maxine Dupree. He basically gives them all compliments. Sheamus says that Rusev was a friend, but he left WWE due to his own bad decisions. His career outside of WWE was worse. Meanwhile, he's been putting on banger after banger. Sheamus says he bullies bullies. Good shit there. I can't wait for that feud. That's going to be a kick-ass one. Really good shit right there. Excellent. Moving on, this leads us into the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and JD McDonough, they defeat the War Raiders. Who gives a single fuck about this shit? Roxanne Perez helped them get the win. I don't care about any of this shit. Please, Triple H, you bald idiot, break up the damn Judgment Day. This breakup storyline has been going on for 2 fucking years. Please end it. Moving on. So Becky Lynch, she has a video package backstage. She says that she's only been back for 6 weeks. Already, Lyra Vaquer has cost her the tag team championships and a Money in the Bank opportunity. Lyra doesn't understand what greatness is or what it takes. Lyra will never achieve it. Lyra has forgotten what Becky Lynch has done for her. Becky Lynch has given Lyra Vaquer any greatness she's experienced. If Lyra sneaks out a victory, that'll be the worst thing that's ever happened to her, because Becky Lynch is not being able to challenge for the title. That hurts her. Lynch is the best thing that ever happened to Lyra Vaquer. Becky Lynch says that when she wins the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Lyra will have to raise her hand, the same hand that held her down. Okay, that's fine there. Moving on. So, this leads us into a backstage segment with Stephanie Vaquer. She's being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Stephanie says that she feels great, and then she begins to speak in Spanish. So Rhea walks up. She's got an R-Truth shirt on, which is great. Rhea shakes her hand, and she says she'll see her on Saturday. Good stuff there. So, and they chanted R-Truth, and we want truth all throughout the night, basically. So that was some excellent stuff there. Then we get into the Becky Lynch, Lyra Vaquer promo. Basically, they just have some words back and forth. Lyra says that Becky made this personal when she made fun of her fiance and everything. And then Becky said she did all this just to make her better. She wanted her to be better. And then the two of them have a brawl, basically, and that was kind of it. So, good stuff there. Pretty okay promo. Lyra's getting more and more comfortable on the mic, so I do like it. And I like how she is a little bit more aggressive. So, good shit. Moving on. Jey Uso and Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. It ended in DQ because Seth Rollins got involved and he did a curb stomp to Jey Uso. And they ended up brawling because CM Punk came in to make the save and everything. So it was just a massive brawl. Moving on. So Liv Morgan, she pulls apart Finn Balor. She pulls him aside and says that she sees what he's doing with Roxanne Perez. Finn Balor says she's using her imagination. Liv Morgan is just mad things didn't go her way last week and this week. Roxanne Perez is still Money in the Bank, and she can bring the title home to the Judgment Day. Finn Balor says that Roxanne Perez came on strong with the nuggets and shoulder rubs, but it's Dominic Mysterio you can't trust. Liv says it's not Dom she can't trust. So Finn Balor suggests that Roxanne Perez be in Raquel's corner. Liv says she'll be in Raquel's corner and tells Finn Balor to stay out of their way. And then Dom, he shows up. He comes up to Finn Balor and apologizes for last week. Finn Balor says it's water under the bridge. And then he slaps the IC title. Okay, that's fine. Do I care about this Judgment Day shit? No, I don't. Moving on. So, Kairi Sane defeats Raquel Rodriguez with the help of Io Sky. So, more interference in matches. It's typical of WWE right now, so whatever. I don't give a shit about this. Raquel losing to an insane elbow is weird. That's odd to me. Kairi, at best, if I had to guess, probably weighs between like 115 and 125 pounds. Let that sink in. So, she's incredibly tiny. Moving on. So, a trainer, he checks on Sami Zayn. Karrion Kross shows up. He approaches Sami Zayn. Karrion Kross says that Sami Zayn's a liar. He lies to the people and himself. Karrion Kross says that Sami Zayn should have been a world champion many times over. Sami Zayn is a bad guy like the rest of us. Sami Zayn says that Karrion Kross is wrong. Karrion Kross says that he might be wrong, but he might be right too. And then that was the end of the segments. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Do I really care about this shit? No, I don't. I like Kross, but I got a feeling he might get the axe. I hope I'm wrong with that shit, but it seems like he's going to get the fucking axe. Moving on. So, Gunther shows up when Jey Uso, is just sitting down trying to collect his thoughts. Gunther says he wants to talk and sits next to Jey. Gunther says the World Heavyweight Championship is personal to him. Gunther appreciates all the effort that Jey's been putting in being a great champion. Jey Uso refused to think with his head instead of his heart. But that's all he'll take. Jey Uso is selfless in a selfish business. Sami Zayn needed him. Now he's a week out from their match and isn't 100%. If CM Punk gets in trouble, he'll be there for them. 2 days before he defends his title against him, he'll compete at Money in the Bank. But Gunther made a botch. He said Saturday night's main event. And that's because it's important to Cody Rhodes. After all that business for the World Heavyweight Championship, Gunther thanks him. So ever since he lost to Jey Uso, he knew he'd avenge it. And then right now, Jay's making it very easy for him. In 1 week, the party's over. So Jey then stops Gunther. He says, 3 letters, 1 word. 3 letters, 1 word, tap. And then Jey Uso says that he'll see him next week. Okay, that's fine there. Who cares though? Main event of the evening: El Grande Americano versus CM Punk versus AJ Styles. El Grande Americano wins via the flying headbutt. Well, no, just a basic headbutt. So basically, it was a bunch of interference towards the end of the match. Both Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, they got involved. AJ Styles took out everybody, including Seth Rollins. And then AJ Styles was going to go for the phenomenal forearm. And El Grande wins via just a regular headbutt for the 1, 2, 3. And Chad Gable qualifies for Money in the Bank. And there that is. That's the show. Lame. Just pure lame. This goes to show you that Triple H has no idea what the fuck he's doing. He is a total clown. Again, you could have put CM Punk in the Money in the Bank, or you could have put AJ Styles in the Money in the Bank. I would have been fine with either or. CM Punk going in would have served as great star power. He would have served as a foil to Seth Rollins. But it is what it is. And basically, I forgot to mention Rollins' stable post-match. They basically destroy all the baby faces involved. So CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso. So they all are laid out, basically. So there's that. But, it is what it is. Raw continues to be boring and lame. Let's get into these releases. So R-Truth, he got let go over the weekend. This past weekend, he got released. And people online have lost their shit, and rightfully so. A lot of superstars have praised him and thanked him and everything else. Some people have said that this is a work. It's not. There's no way they would do something this cold and calculated just to bring him back a part of a storyline. That's weird, because that could piss people off, because there are people who have been legitimately released. So no, they're not going to go that route with that. I just think that in Triple H's WWE, that if you're like an R-Truth or if you're like an R-Truth or a Carlito, you are expendable. So anyone that's entertaining and charismatic like R-Truth and Carlito, we gotta get rid of those guys. I think R-Truth will probably end up going to TNA. Same can be said with Carlito. I forgot to mention Sarah Logan. She got released, a.k.a. Valhalla. She got released. I know she ended up going out on maternity leave. So, there's that. I wouldn't be shocked if the War Raiders are released. So, yeah. But it just goes to show you that I'm pretty sure a lot of the talent that have been there for a while that are very entertaining, like The Miz, apparently, he's, apparently on the chopping block, so that could happen as well. But, we'll have to wait and see how things kind of play out. But Monday Night Raw continues to be boring. I'm a little bit excited for Money in the Bank, just a small bit, not much. I'm more excited for Worlds Collide. I think that's going to be tremendous. So, good stuff there. Stephanie Vaquer had a really good Monday Night Raw debut. Her being a part of the Raw roster is great. So, she'll do well on Monday Night Raw. So, excellent stuff there. But what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.